Good morning, Mid-Michigan. We're waking up to a cooler start this morning. It definitely feels like fall is in. We head throughout the next 12 hours, sunny skies and temperatures back into the 70s, upper 70s to low 80s for the day today. All the full details coming up in just a little bit. 6 News This Morning starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News This Morning.
Good morning, Mid-Michigan. Thank you for waking up with us. It's Saturday, August 2nd. I'm Karina Prieto, and we're here for you now with this morning's top stories. Well, recent decisions by the Trump administration have now forced leaders with the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to announce that they will now take steps towards closing its doors for good after being defunded by Congress. It was created in 1967 and helped bring television and radio access to people with non-commercialized content. Now, we reached out to our local public broadcasting station, WKAR, over at Michigan State, and Sean Turner, the general manager there, released a statement saying in part, quote, "At WKAR, we fought hard to avoid this outcome, but we also prepared for this moment. As a result, I can say with confidence that with our current team, the help of our community and our university, this station will continue to serve Mid-Michigan for the foreseeable future." We also spoke with Ashley Smith. She's the Senior Director of Content and Education at WKAR. She hopes that things will change in the future.
It's absolutely our hope that, as things change in this political future, there could be an opportunity for us to return back to community service grants. I personally don't know what that's going to look like because we've gotten to the point where the Corporation for Public Broadcasting itself is shutting down. So I think it would be a pretty significant overhaul that needed to happen in order for things to go back to the way they were.
Well, you can see the full interview with Ashley Smith on our website, WLNS.com. And be sure to stay with 6 News on air, online, and through our 6 News app for the latest on this developing story. Well, in this week's top health stories, new studies on why your heart age may not match your actual age, and we'll tell you which everyday foods are linked to lung cancer. Eating ultra-processed food may raise your risk for lung cancer. Research published in the journal Thorax looked at health impacts of ultra-processed foods like lunch meat, ice cream, fried food, bread, breakfast cereals, and soft drinks. People who ate the most ultra-processed foods were 41% more likely to be diagnosed with lung cancer compared to people who avoided ultra-processed foods. Most Americans' heart age is several years older than their actual age. Researchers at Northwestern University calculated people's heart age based on their risk for cardiovascular disease. They found that men on average had a heart age 7 years older than their actual age, and women's hearts were 4 years older on average than their real age. The gap was even wider for Black and Hispanic people. And the popular sugar substitute sucralose could negatively impact treatment for cancer. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found melanoma and non-small cell lung cancer patients with high levels of the artificial sweetener had lower survival rates and worse response to immunotherapy treatment. Well, in this week's Eye on Consumer report, cans that look like energy drinks may contain alcohol, and bad news for people looking for work. Jared Hill is here for you now with the details.
The job market is slowing down. A new report reveals U.S. employers added just 73,000 jobs last month. That's much less than economists expected. And revisions show hiring was much weaker in May and June than first reported. Part of the reason, the White House continued laying off federal workers in July, including at the State Department. Economists believe President Trump's tariffs on imports could lead to more job losses. The Federal Reserve pointed to tariffs as one reason why they decided against cutting interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the board wants to see if tariffs lead to higher prices. President Trump keeps pushing for a rate cut. And High Noon is recalling some of its Beach Variety 12-packs. The company says a packaging error caused High Noon vodka seltzer to be accidentally put into some cans marked Celsius energy drink. The mislabeled cans were distributed across 8 states between July 21st and July 23rd. Those are some of the week's top consumer stories. I'm Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Well, on the heels of weaker than expected monthly job numbers, President Trump has fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, saying he doesn't believe the numbers. CBS's Christian Benavides is here for you now with more.
Weaker than expected job numbers prompted President Trump to fire the commissioner for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, saying without evidence that the numbers are rigged. He sat down for an interview with conservative host Rob Finnerty of Newsmax.
There have been a lot of questions, and we fired her because we didn't believe the numbers today. I don't believe those numbers, I think, because we're doing so well.
Top Democrats slammed the move.
What does a bad leader do when they get bad news? Shoot the messenger. That's just what happened with the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed July's job numbers came in lower than expected and made revisions to May and June, showing hiring was much less than initially reported. The economy added 73,000 jobs last month, which was fewer than expected. May and June were revised downward by over 250,000.
We now have a 25% tariff on this product.
Some businesses, such as pet gear company Baydog, have had to make hard choices in recent months because of tariffs.
The only way for us to survive as a business is to raise prices and probably cut expenses, which means firing people. So tariffs are going to hit small businesses first, and they're going to hit small businesses hardest, and they're going to put a lot of us out of business.
Also contributing to the lackluster jobs report, last month more federal workers were let go, including more than 1,300 at the State Department, and tech companies continue to scale back. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, the good news is that you can probably give the air conditioners a break this morning and for today. However, wildfire smoke is going to be more apparent for today, so you might want to still keep those windows closed if you are part of that sensitive group. Temperatures right now are into the 50s, 52 degrees here in Lansing, Charlotte, 50 degrees down in Jackson, and 50 degrees down into Hillsdale. Satellite radar is quiet. We're still seeing just a little bit of some clouds here or there, but I think it's going to be a pretty nice day across the area. We still have that air quality alert across the area through Saturday, and that's going to continue for today. Now, wildfire smoke is invisible right now, but we're going to continue to see more move in, especially towards this afternoon and evening, and this is going to be closer to the surface for today overall. Now, our precision cast shows that we're just going to have maybe a few fair weather clouds overall, so rather quiet weather in the forecast for today. Temperatures 80 degrees, average 82 degrees. We'll see plenty of sunshine, but unfortunately we'll still see those wildfire smokes moving into the forecast for today. If you're part of that unhealthy group or the sensitive group, which means if you have asthma or any pre-existing conditions, it might be a little bit difficult for you for today. As we head across the day today, you'll also want your sunscreen, as we'll see those UV index right around a 7 for the day today. So overall, it's going to be a beautiful day, so get out and enjoy it, but just take it easy if you are sensitive to wildfire smoke, as it will be more noticeable at the surface for today.
Yeah, I was going to say, yesterday you didn't get to see much of the sky because it was just so gross out.
Yeah, it was kind of just a little bit gross, but still beautiful sunrises, beautiful sunsets.
Right. Well, thank you, Kelsey. And coming up, we'll hear from an expert on the current state of the economy. The time is almost 6:09. Thank you for watching 6 News this morning.